All right, let's talk about affordability. And let's be honest, right? If you're a buyer in this market and you've been in this market for a little while, you've seen rates go up, you've seen the payment go up, and you've seen your pre-approval price go down, down, down. And let's call it what it is, man. That freaking sucks. But I got good news for you, right? It's not going to stay that way forever. And you're right in thinking as a buyer, right to wonder, is now the right time? And there's a few things that I want to go over. On the screen, you can see a couple of different things, but this one hit me hard. Compared to a year ago, when we're comparing monthly mortgage payments, a year ago, mortgage payment was $1,265, and that's increased 53.7% to $1,944. So what you're feeling, right? You're not an anomaly, right? The rates didn't just go up for you. They've gone up for everybody, and they went up in a very serious way, and they've impacted your payments in a major way as well. So you're not alone, and you're definitely not in a situation where you're crazy to think what you're thinking. But I've got good news for you, okay? Number one, this isn't going to be forever. And I heard something the other day that I think will hit home with a lot of you. And the saying is this: date the rate and marry the home. If you fall in love with the house and you're worried about the rate, but you can afford the payment, sacrificing until you can refinance and take advantage of a lower rate with a lower payment might be the best thing to do. And here's why. We've talked about home prices, we've talked about appreciation, and even though in most markets across the states, we're seeing appreciation slow down, and even in some markets close to home in the Bay Area here in California, where we've seen price reductions and we've seen stabilization kind of coming back down to reality, most of the experts agree that values are going to continue to appreciate, right? 3, maybe 4% starting in July of next year. But that means that home prices are going to continue to go up. So buying today compared to buying 6 months from now or a year from now means that you're buying at a lower price point. If you can do that, even if it means locking in with a higher interest rate and paying a higher payment, at a point where rates start to dip down, and if you've looked at other videos that we've done, you know that rates are expected to stabilize at the end of this year and then drop down into next, getting us down to high 4% by this time next year, maybe even a little bit earlier. If we come down from mid 6s down to high 4s, and you have an opportunity to refinance, you're going to be saving hundreds of dollars. And you're going to be doing that at a price point locked in today as opposed to a higher price point next year. So if you're considering purchasing, just know that rates are not expected to continue to increase. Know as well that prices are expected to increase. So if you're thinking about buying, this is what I want you to think about, right? We're talking about affordability. We're talking about ways that it can become more affordable today, where you don't have to wait till tomorrow to purchase. So 3 things I want you to do. Number 1, make sure that you have your search criteria. Maybe you give it a little checkup, right? Maybe you hone in on surrounding areas outside of the dream home and the dream city and the dream neighborhood. Maybe expand your search a little bit. Maybe you take some of the things that are on the must-have list and move them to the it'd be nice if we could get that list, right? Expand your search and look at more opportunities. Secondly, make sure you have financing options dialed in with your loan officer. There's lots of programs available that make things a little bit more affordable. On top of that, you've got grant programs, down payment assistance programs. You've got ways that you can borrow from your retirement, gifting opportunities. You've got different things that you can do. Access to money today that didn't really exist 6 months ago. You have access to those types of programs now. So I encourage you to expand your search, check in on your options, and make sure you understand all of the ways that you can borrow money and all of the ways that you can be gifted money in today's market. Because if we can make this more affordable and more of a reality today, I promise you'll thank yourself tomorrow, because it will only get better. You'll look back 6 months from now and say, you know what? I bought that house for $6.25. Today it's worth $675. I've already got $50,000 worth of equity, and I'm going through a refinance right now to save a couple of $100. That's a pretty good situation. So if you have questions about this, you want to see more data, you want me to dive deeper, all good. We could do all of that. That's not a problem. But I want you to understand that this market that we're in right now, this market is not forever. You're going to see some changes, and I think if you act on the market today, you'll thank yourself tomorrow. Talk to you then.